Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Kimberly Cox from Magical Mommy Spot, and I'm just coming to you really quick to give you I'm outside, so I'm trying to gauge the situation here real fast. I just want to really quickly bring you your day 7 Vlogtober vlog. I'm super excited that we're staying with Vlogtober. We're on day 7. I had one already ready to upload, and it just didn't feel right, so I'm gonna redo it for later on in the month. And yeah, it probably actually won't be a Vlogtober one. It'll be an extra one that I'll do for you guys because it's about mental health and I feel like it's super important. So yeah. So anyways, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine today, and it kind of popped up on my radar that this time period for a lot of people is really kind of difficult. And so as someone who follows the astrology, follows the stars, follows the planets and what they're doing, I felt that it was really important for me to just kind of bring you guys a couple of tips for this time. Right now, I think a lot of us are going through a time when we are being faced with not like it's coming to our attention some of the places that we are not balanced. And I think a big place where a lot of people are not balanced in life is in the receiving area. I think a lot of people can give and don't have a problem with it, but have a lot of trouble receiving good things, receiving compliments, just all in general, just receiving. And especially as women, as moms, I think a lot of times we just think that this is our job, it's what we're supposed to do. We just kind of do things and we don't really think about the balance. And so I wanted to bring you a few tips today in our Vlogtober vlog. And so I have some notes because I didn't want to forget things. So the first one is balance, okay? So this is really, really important because when we are not in balance, things do not feel right, okay? Even when we are on the over receiving end where we're receiving so much and we're overabundant, I think a lot of times we feel like we have so much to give and we just don't know how to give or where to give, or what we're giving is not being received. So there's that side of it. And then there's when you're giving too much. And when you're giving too much and you're giving, you are depleting yourself. And a lot of times I think we feel like, but I don't feel like I give that much, or it's my job, so it's not really giving. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are in a relationship of any sort, okay, partnership, relationship of any sort with anyone, there is a cycle that happens when it comes to giving and receiving. That includes friendships, business partnerships, romantic relationships, platonic relationships. It does not matter. Okay, there is a balance of giving and receiving, and if we are not, hold on, it got really busy all of a sudden. If we are not actively working on that cycle of give and receive, we are out of balance and it just does not feel right. So what your first tip is, make sure that you know where your balance is. Are you giving too much? Are you receiving too much? What area do you need to work on? And if it is receiving, then continue to listen. So the next point that I wanted to bring up is that you cannot give from empty. And so if you are not receiving, then you are continuing to give from a cup that is not being refilled. Now, I know that there are people who will say, but I fill my own cup up, and that is a good thing to do, okay? I'm not telling you not to fill your own cup. I'm not telling you not to give to yourself. But that is part of this. Part of this is giving to yourself instead of always giving to other people. So sometimes we give to people and sometimes we give to ourselves. Sometimes we hold back a little bit to give to ourselves so that we are not depleted. And then other times we are taking from other people. And it is okay to receive from other people. It is okay. It restores balance. It helps everything to, remain right in the universe. And as we do that and we go through that, I think that we find more and more it is easier to receive when we are receiving and we're doing it gratefully, and we're doing it intentionally. Like, we're realizing that we're receiving. I think that's another thing that a lot of times we don't do. It's not an intentional point. It's just like someone gives to us because we give to them, and it just becomes this what we do. Instead of really being grateful for the things that you are receiving, really being grateful for the help, really being grateful for the phone calls and the connections and the conversations and all of that. There is a place where we really need to just be grateful and thankful and receive gratefully and graciously, and keep our cups full so that we can continue to give. So, the last point that I wanted to make is, if you are having trouble receiving, I want you to find some time. It could be 10, 15 minutes, it could be an hour. I want you to set aside a little bit of time. You don't have to be completely by yourself, but it helps if you are. I want you to really sit down and think about where the idea that it is not okay for you to have stuff came from. Because when you really start to think about, okay, when did I start feeling like it wasn't okay? Because, we take from our parents all the time when we're little. So at what point was it that someone said, you're taking too much? Or someone said, all you ever do is want stuff. And it was probably our parents when we were younger. But where that idea came into your head that it's not okay for you to have so much. It's not okay for you to receive. And then I want you to write out, what the truth of the situation is. Is that the truth? Is it not okay for you to receive? Or is it okay, and it is just something that someone said one time because they were frustrated or aggravated or something happened, and we've just taken that as, the truth, the one and only truth, that there is no more. And I think when we can take that, and when we can work with it, and when we can say, okay, like, this is what it is, but this is not the truth, or let's say it is the truth, then where in our lives do we need to move around that? And I would say 99% of the time it's not the truth, okay? It is not the truth. We are not receiving because we are not receiving. If we are having trouble receiving because there's nothing to receive, then maybe we're having trouble giving instead of having trouble receiving. And that is another video for another day. But if you are truthfully giving, feeling depleted and having trouble receiving, it's not true. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to have good things. And I think the more that we put that into our heads in a way that says, I am worthy to receive good things. It is okay for me to restore the balance to the universe. It is good for me to give, but also for me to receive so I can give more. And it is also good for me to receive, because when I receive from other people, they are emptying their cup some so they have more room to receive. And when we do this and this balance just goes around so perfectly, it's flow and it's easy. And so in the moments that we are in right now, I feel like what we are going through, a lot of people I'm hearing as I'm talking to people are feeling frustrated and kind of don't know where they're going and kind of feel like everything's a little bit upside down and sideways. And it's because we are really digging into areas where we need to work through in partnerships, in business relationships, in our own thinking, our own thought processes. And as we're digging into those and we're shifting and we're changing stuff, we're going to see a whole new world open for us. But we really need to dig down deep and to work with this energy, do the inner work, do the releasings. And when you're writing down what you're releasing, and if those of you who believe in it, you burn it after you write it and it's gone, you need to write down your affirmations of what you're replacing, what you released. So, it is safe for me to receive. It is safe for me to receive, to restore balance to the universe. It is, safe for me to receive, because when I receive, I allow other people to give, and that allows them to feel that happiness that I feel when I give. when we can get to that place where we are able to flow with the giving and the receiving, relationships are going to become easier. We're going to see the people who aren't willing to work through it are just going to fall away, and those who are willing to work are going to step up to the plate and they're going to do it. So we're going to kind of watch our lives shift in a way, and then afterwards we can kind of sit back and, you know, examine where we're at and go from there. But I think right now, with the energy the way that it is, this is probably the best time to go within. We are still in Mercury retrograde, so it is the perfect time for us to go within, to refigure, to rework, to redo, to realign with the things that make us happy, to put that balance, restore that balance back into order, so that we can get through this time period and move on and level up to the next. So I hope that that gave you guys some kind of value. I am Kimberly Cox from Magical Mommy Spot. This is day 7 of Vlogtober. And I hope that if this brought you value, you smash that like button and subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you can be notified of more vlogs that I do. I vlog about homeschooling and manifestation and mommy life, pretty much all rolled up into one, because that is my life right now. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!